Hello folks, nice to see you again. Welcome back to my studio, and I'll continue working on this painting today from Otago Peninsula in the South Island of New Zealand. So far I've painted the sky and the midground layers through here towards the headland, and I've been working on the foreground. I've kind of made good progress down here. I'm actually really happy about how it's turned out. Today I'm just going to be putting a little bit more detail into it. There's quite a lot of trees and shrubs and things going on, maybe a few more highlights here and there, but really it's not too far off being finished, this painting, which has been really great. But before we continue, I have to show you something. My new motorcycle. Now that is a work of art. What I'm going to do first of all is just put some barrier cream on my hands. This is just an antiseptic barrier cream. New Zealand made product, I think, this one. Hijeks. Okay. Need I say, this is also very good stuff when you've got a stomach ache, but we won't go there. We won't talk about that. Yep. Anyway, I've got to promise to behave myself. I told someone the other day that this was a family show, and I can't be derogatory, annoying, or any other normal activities. Or rude. That's the other word for it, rude. Okay, let's get into it. I'm actually thinking that this probably needs a little bit more warm tone through here. Just to bring a little bit more of a glow into it. So I'm going to do a bit of a glaze across there if I can. Just going to use lean mix actually rather than liquid. I mean, I think there's enough liquid linseed oil inside that stuff to sink a battleship, so it'll probably be good enough just for glazing. Okay. Not that I know too much about glazing. I have a friend who's absolutely brilliant at it. But so Wayne Vickers, if you're watching, buddy, come and do some painting with me one day. I've been threatening to. Ooh, hands are greasy from that Hijek stuff. I'm looking forward to sticking up a little bit so I can get a grip on things. A little bit of warm in there. I think that's a good colour for it actually. Sorry, I'm not really nice. Everything's state of disarray. Lean mix. This is an archival product. Quite sure it is anyway. Archival oils. Oh, there you can see that. Doesn't say where it's made, or I couldn't see it anyway. You might have been able to. You may be more observant than I am. Thin this right down. This is going to be just gently brushed over the top. Basically just oil with a little bit of colour in it. Funny that, what oil paint really is. This is a lot thinner than out of the tube, simply because of what I'm doing with it. Okay, anyway, talking about our South Island trip. Yeah, Kathy and I had a month down there. That was a few years ago now. Don't ask me how many years ago, because I haven't got that good memory. But anyway, we had a whole month in the South Island. We took our Delika van, which was a four-wheel drive van, and we drove down from our home in Tauranga. We caught the Cook Strait ferry across, which is an experience in itself, across the Cook Strait, and beautiful scenery throughout, just lovely. Then into the South Island, and then we made our way down to the Kaikoura coast to Christchurch. This is before the earthquake, so Christchurch Cathedral was there, looking magnificent. I'll show you a photo of it. That building is no longer there, unfortunately. It got destroyed in an earthquake just last year. Sad. Beautiful, beautiful piece of architecture. And then we made our way down through the Mackenzie country. We went to Mount Cook and we stayed at a place called the Hermitage, right in the heart of New Zealand's Southern Alps. Just really like it in there. It's a lovely place. Here's Mount Cook for you. I'll show you a photo. It's New Zealand's highest mountain. And I produced a lovely painting from in there too. That's good, that's what I want, that's what I'm looking for. Just a little bit more warmth in there. Some ochres. Just glazing it on, which is a very thin wash of paint across the top of the other, just to give it a little, so that the other colours shine through. It's called a transparent effect. And that's looking good, that's looking good. How am I feeling about that? I'm feeling good. So yes, where were we? Yes, Mount Cook, and then we made our way down to Queenstown, and down over the Linders Pass into a place called Wanaka, and then on to Queenstown, which is just lovely there. We actually van camped, we stayed in our van. I actually made a van-divan for the back, which was basically a bed that we could keep all our stuff underneath, and a secure lock-up storage as well. We stayed in camping grounds all the way because I'm a firm believer in not staying out in the open places if you don't have toilet facilities in a vehicle, because you'll just make a mess of our country. Unfortunately, it's a real issue, a real problem, and it's given van camping a bad name in New Zealand. So if you do come to New Zealand for that purpose, make sure that you stay in camping grounds if you don't have toilets. It's far more comfortable, and honestly it's safer too. This is a Western world country and we have our problems. Unfortunately they make the headlines occasionally. So yeah, you don't want to become a victim of being out in the open, but it is fun. You can do it occasionally, you know, if you feel safe enough. But make sure that you have toilet facilities nearby so you're not being a bear in the woods, which would be really good for us. Anyway, so we moved on to Queenstown and we stayed there a few nights. Kathy had caught a rotten cold by that stage, so and then we also had a wedding to go to in Invercargill as well, which we were photographers for. So we made our way up from Invercargill actually to the Catlins coast. The full story of this is actually on my website. If you want a link to that, I can give you one. Put a link on my page. And the Catlins coast is a wild, rugged New Zealand coastline. Did some lovely paintings in there too. It's a place where not a lot of people go to because it's off the beaten track. Went to Milford Sound. Lovely in there. Mitre Peak. Nice big painting of Mitre Peak, which I've been looking forward to doing for a long time. And we went up over the west coast and we went to Jackson Bay. Love that road down from Haast down to Jackson Bay. There's Jackson Bay for you. Little fishing village there. The end of the road. Bottom of the west coast, as far as the road goes anyway. Travelled up the west coast and crossed over Arthur's Pass. Seeing the big boulders there. Big sandstone columns they call Castle Rock. Here's a photograph of it for you. And then we travelled to Christchurch. Had to fly back to Tauranga because they had a wedding in Tauranga to photograph. So we parked our van up at the airport car park, flew back to Tauranga, shot the wedding, and then we went back to Tauranga, hopped in our van again and carried on with our holiday. And yeah, that's the life. That's looking good, that's looking good. And then we shot up to the Abel Tasman National Park. I think I've spoken about this before. What a gem of a place. The sand is golden, literally. It's made of gold. Can you see it? It's gold. It's actually fool's gold, ferrous oxide. It washes out of the hills around there. One of the few places that it actually does that. in New Zealand. I think possibly the only place really. And the sea is an emerald blue, beautiful sheltered bays all the way along, very, very popular with the kayakers. And just glorious scenery. There's a beautiful tramp that runs down through there, the Able Tasman Walk, which is part of New Zealand's Great Walks network. And then we went to, we did a little bit of that walk actually. We took a water taxi in and just did about 5 or 6 hours walking out. We didn't want to do the full multi-day tramp, which is what it is, because we didn't have time for that. So from Able Tasman National Park, we travelled back over the ferry and we went up the Wairarapa coast of New Zealand, which is another part where people tend to sort of bypass, simply because it's not on the main drag really, but some beautiful scenery out through there, nice bush clad hillsides. So yeah, we went up through there and then to Taupo, which is not far from where we live, and then we came home. Yeah. So all in all, we thoroughly enjoyed our holiday. Had a month, like I said. Shot 2 weddings while we were there, one back home. Still made a little bit of money along the way to pay some bills. And then yeah, we made a lovely little album out of it too. A paper album. I still believe that you should print your photographs. A lot of these digital files in the future are just going to be so lost, aren't they, when you think of it? I mean, DVD players are even on the way out now. A lot of computers coming out without them. So what's that going to mean in the future, is it? Yeah, absolutely, you know what it means. We'll all be hunting around looking for something to play them on in 10, 20 years' time, just like we are with videotapes. Yeah. It's just moving too quick, really. That's why I like this. This is ancient, isn't it? They've been doing this for a long time, and I really don't think they're going to stop doing it because there's a lot of artists around. You might be one of them, enjoying what you're doing today. Okay, a little bit more highlight I think, and maybe a little bit more gold into the highlights. So I'll put that aside over there. Bring in a little bit of yellow ochre, I think. I've got some gold. Gold ochre, yeah, try that. Splotch of that. There's my rag. This. I can't stop looking at my motorcycle, I'm sorry. I've been obsessed with it the last couple of days. I don't know about this though. I don't know. I think that's a little bit too bright, too white. Let's wipe it off. That didn't work, did it? Over there, add a little bit more gold ochre to it. Got too much titanium white with that gold ochre paint thing. I want it to be like the evening sun shining down through this valley, so just picking up on a little highlights here and there. Fat mix actually. Oh. The underlayers of this is dry, of course, so I'm working actually wet on dry here. Some artists think that it's a real no-no, but I don't have a problem with it because this stuff sticks like the proverbial to a blanket, and once it's dry I don't think it's going anywhere. for a long time. But yeah, I suppose if whatever's underneath it is sticky, and it does probably make it tack a little bit better. But if it's just little highlights here and there, it's not going to make a big difference. I don't think so anyway. It's still not the right colour though. Still not doing it for me. What else do we need? What else can we put in it? Should I yellow it up a little bit? Maybe some yellow ochre, huh? Put some yellow ochre with it. Yeah, I think that's done it. That's what I'm after. Yep, that's good. Arrowtown. Oh yes, Arrowtown. Arrowtown is in the Gibston Valley of the South Island of New Zealand, not far from Queenstown actually. And it's a quaint little historic gold mining settlement, which ancient, oh well I wouldn't say ancient, as ancient as New Zealand gets I suppose. Yeah. And just very quaint and lovely. You can go gold panning down the stream. And there's a lovely walk up at the back of it. Kathy and I went for a walk up through there. And it was autumn and all the trees were golden. Yeah, it was just lovely. Get some photos over here. There's Kathy walking down through the trees. She comes away on holiday with me. She gets stalked by the camera wherever she goes, but she's quite used to it. She doesn't seem to complain too much about it anyway. She just smiles when she needs to. Nothing freaky, nothing. Yeah. A little mixing up in here. And the highlights up in here, I think. There's a little ridge line that runs up in here. I'm just looking at my photographs, so I'll carry that up through there. Colour's right now, it's nice and warm, golden, that's what I'm after. Yeah, I'm liking it. Over in here. This hillside's capturing a lot of light, so I really want to bring that out. Ooh, got a piece of fluff on my painting, get away. Around the side, so I don't forget about that. So yep, the Hairy Artist Biker. What do you think? Is that a good name? Yeah. Notice more and more people are looking at my videos now, so thank you for watching, this is cool. And if you can find some way of sharing them with your networks, that would be really good too. The more people I can share these with, the better, to be honest. So that I feel they're not wasting my time. But even if just one person watches it, I'm not wasting my time as far as I'm concerned.